everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Up nerds. Oh, we're on the full camera today. Automatically the full screen, no full cam. I guess I clicked the wrong button. Happens sometimes, but we're here, we're live, ready to rock and roll. End of the month for March and April Fools tomorrow, April 1st coming right ahead with Liberation Day, April 2nd, Liberation Day, a big day for the market. So that will not just the market, it's a big day for how will the next few years of potentially the market will set up, and all the trading opportunities we'll get out of it. So a lot news catalyst based moves, lots of anticipation, some here, some buying the dip opportunities, you know, everything just lining up with this high volatile market that we're in. So time to have fun is what I'm trying to say. Time to have some fun, right? Tomorrow with the day before the so-called Liberation Day, I think, you know, not really expecting the market to do a whole lot. We did get a big bounce on the market today after gapping down. Big gap down on the market. After gapping down, nice little bounce back to the upside, showing you that buyers are in this area. We're below 200 DMA, 200-day moving average on the QQQs and on the S&P 500s, but good to see buyers coming right back up. And looks like that statistic, when the S&P 500 gives up the 200, reclaims the 200, and then gives up the 200 again the following week, it drops on an average of 3%. Dropped again over here, 3% one more time. Sounds off. Let's see if I can how about that? Does it sound better now? Dropping probably because my threshold is probably too high, and my mic is no longer in front of my face like it used to be. Now my microphone's down over here because I got a big ass monitor. So what I can do is drop the threshold a lot lower, and then hopefully my mic won't get cut off when I'm not facing right at it. Hopefully it's better now. Let me know. Or maybe it's just Dieter who's you know, tripping out because he's got all of those DJing sessions he's going on every weekend. His ears are just automatically just DJing everything for him. They're cutting in and out. Boop, 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 boop. Anyways, you guys will understand that joke. It's a joke between me and Dieter. It's an inside joke. But coming back to the market, I mean, that's a big bounce right there, right? What is the overall move today? The overall move from top to bottom was a 2.5% move on the market, ending up the market actually up 0.67% after gapping down, which is marvelous, which is actually crazy. QQQ ending absolutely flat on the day. Amazing, you gotta love it. Only down 0.02 cents on the day after dropping what was one full ATR, so $11 to the downside, dropping one full ATR and spending the rest of the day just slowly grinding all the way back up and ending flat. One thing that is a little positive going into Liberation Day is I'm seeing some news coming out about Trump potentially going to be lenient. He'll be very kind on the tariffs if possible. You know, if that's the case, you know, it's possible the market could use that as a buying opportunity. Also, people always have this. There's a saying on the market that buy the rumors, sell the news, especially if it's for the bullish side. I got some food stuck on my tongue and it's annoying me. So people call it buy the news, sell the rumor. Sorry, no, buy the rumor, sell the news for the bullish side. Is it for the other side? Do you flip it? No, now it's sell the rumor, buy the news. So we've been selling off based on the rumors of tariffs, based on the rumors that Trump's gonna retaliate big time on those tariffs and so on. And then as March rolled around, he postponed those tariffs to April 2nd. So is that going to happen again? Is he going to get on another phone call with the Mexican president, with now the new Canadian Prime Minister, the replacement that they have for Trudeau? Are they gonna get on a phone call again on April 2nd, and then they're going to postpone it till May? So is this just going to be a continuous cycle back and forth of not really doing anything but you know, just threatening of doing something? So false promises kinda would be a good thing if it doesn't actually you know, end up being that way, if no tariffs play out. But at the end of the day, it's very important what happens on April 2nd. So if April 2nd just ends up being you know, lower tariffs than what he was previously talking about, or a postponement of date again like we had on the starting of this month itself, then all those signs, in my opinion, are just kind of bullish. You're gonna see the market rally back up. We did have a little fear. I think you can go check the fear and greed index. You can just type in fear and greed index and you'll see a nice little chart. Lots of websites have that chart. What is it at? Extreme fear, we're at 21. Fear and greed meter is also a good website. So 21 over here, 21, 9 plus 10, 21. All right, so you got good amount of fear still in the market, but we're not you know, all the way tilted like we possibly were before a couple days, or you know, on the big move back below 200 EMA. I wonder if we were down here. It'll be awesome to see if you can see historic fear and greed index numbers, but at the moment it looks like we're about to cross right over if April 2nd ends up being a bullish day. In terms of earnings reports, we don't really have much over here. I guess there are a couple stocks that reported today after hours that we are going to take a look at. It's going to be RCAT and PVH, but nothing in the pre-market tomorrow, and then earnings season kind of dying down. And as once earnings season comes to an end, we always get the start of another. So excited for the next earnings season right around the corner. We still have BlackBerry and Restoration Hardware. They now just go by RH in the middle of the month. So excited to see how my Canadian company here, BlackBerry, however, it's rest in peace to them. RH, Guess, Conger Brand, CAG, Lamb Weston, LW. Some of these names I have traded before, so will be interesting to see how they set up. But tonight we're going to take a look at RCAT, which is a drone company, and PVH. A couple of those stocks are on the watch list, along with, oh no, did I just close that? Couple of those stocks are on my watch list, along with some of the movers on the day today, like MLGO, CORT with the phase 3 news, NMAX. IPO season is back, ladies and gentlemen. IPO stock going absolutely crazy from $14 to like $104 or something in the after hours. What are we talking here? Another Chinese scam, so potentially keeping an eye on that one. mRNA, GRRR reported today pre-market, PVH as I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to put in RCAT to take a look at. Along with that, we just have I just have my basic watch list from there on, which is Palantir, SMCI, the Magnificent 7. I guess in that Mag 7 now I should start including Costco and other stocks, because some of these got replaced and downgraded. Anyways, the top 7 tech stocks in the basket is what I mean by Mag 7 now. Most importantly, what I want to be focusing on is potentially the overall market itself and UVXY. This was a big miss today. I usually prepare for this one. Well, that's a lie. I don't prepare for this one, so that was why I missed out yesterday, because I didn't even think about the stock or this instrument to trade if the market was going to retrace back up. And because the market did retrace the way it did, obviously you could have gone long the market itself, but I think, in honestly, in my opinion, the easiest trade today was just going short UVXY. You had an opening range breakdown around 1045, you had a pullback to that opening range, and then just a constant steady move to the downside all day. Whereas the market just, you know, had a little bit chop over here and then broke out, then a little bit more chop, and then another little push into the closing time, right? So wasn't really the cleanest, especially off the open when it was looking really bearish. Market did get under last week's lows, but then going right back above last week's lows, or last 2 weeks ago's lows, I should say, reclaiming that bottom. At that point, there's just no more shorts, right? Reclaiming that bottom, there's just no more shorts, and now the market just going absolutely rocket ship to the upside. So anytime the market does that or goes sideways, you know, you can just short UVXY, especially when this is at the prices at like 25, 30 and so on. So if this goes back over here, I don't think it does tomorrow, because volatility just got absolutely deleted out of the market once we got that pop today. I shouldn't say deleted, we're still above 22, 21 over here on UVXY, on VIXX. What is VIX currently at? VIX is still at what's today's VIX currently? 22.27. So VIX is still at 22s. Still a pretty decently volatile market, but anytime market goes up, shorting the volatility instruments like UVXI, VIXX, is it VIXX or VXX? VXX are some things that you might want to potentially watch out for. Okay, let's start with the names that are on the watch list with earnings reports. So starting with PVH. Okay, I got a lot of drawings on here. We're gonna get rid of all of those real quick. I want to draw in that marker. Looks like the stock actually beat earnings, so for that I'm gonna bring in my good friends over at Benzinga. And if you guys are interested in this awesome tool known as Benzinga that I use for earnings news squawk service. Their squawk is amazing. Right as things are happening, you get to hear the person call it out, and then you get to quickly pull up the stock and sometimes be early to the game. So Benzinga Pro, get 10% off using my link in the description below. We're gonna quickly go read what the stock's earnings report was today. PVH plans to enter a $500 million accelerated share repurchase agreement that should take the stock higher. I want to see the earnings reports though. Calvin Klein parent PVH shares climb on strong Q4 with the 2025 EPS guidance above estimates. That's all you really need to read at the end of the day. You read that title and you instantly go long in the after hours, especially after the way the market moved back up today. You should be able to do that with a lot more confidence, and given where the stock is at the moment on the daily chart, that should give you even more confidence off that earnings report, because your support is basically $63. If the stock gets under 63, you take a loss, and as soon as that earnings report comes out and as soon as you get that reading, you instantly punch long and then you disseminate the information later. Don't listen to my advice. It's not financial advice. But I'm expecting off of that earnings report, we're getting a spike somewhere up here, and then maybe even much more. You can see how the 200-day moving average is all the way at $95. Let's continue reading the report here real quick. Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger, I did not know that. 3.27 per share versus 3.21, 2.37 billion, beating estimates of 2.33. Tommy Hilfiger revenue decrease, slaps 25% tariffs on auto. What is the next for your car purchase? This is not even a car. Oh, read next. Gotcha. Tommy Hilfiger revenue decreased by 5% compared to the prior year. Not good. Calvin Klein revenue decreased by 2% compared to the prior year. Not good. Heritage brand decreased by 41%. Okay. Which included a 28% decrease resulting from the sale of Heritage brand's women's intimates business. Okay. Direct to consumer revenue decreased by 5% compared to prior year period, decreased 2% on a constant currency basis, including a 4% decline from the impact of the 53rd week in 2023. Wholesale revenue decreased by 5% compared to the prior year period, decreased on a 2%. So where is the growth coming from? Did they grow year over year? They beat EPS and they're guiding higher, but all I see is revenue decline in every single sector or important aspect of their part of business. Driven by strength in our iconic brands Calvin and and our disciplined execution of our PVH Plus plan. We finished the year strong and we are well positioned for 2025. Let's go check out these numbers for 2025 because I'm a little surprised right now. Revenue to be flat to a decrease of 2% and adjusted earnings of 210 to 225 versus estimates of 229. So that's not really, beating. That's under. Revenue to be flat to a decrease of 2%. That's not good either. 2025 revenue to be flat to increase slightly compared to 2024, and see the adjustment earnings of $12.40 to $12.75 versus $11.55. That's pretty much what spiked the stock up 13%. This is where you read the information and you go, maybe this is not a long as I thought, as blindly just go long. Maybe stay away from it. Some of this move might have been boofed by this move over here with this news over here about the $500 million accelerated repurchase program. What is this? 14% of the outstanding shares. Accelerated share repurchase expected to be completed in the third quarter of the fiscal year of 2025. So yeah, obviously because of that, you're getting some move over here to the upside. It's a little debatable if you ask me. Decline in every single part of their business, but they also are going to miss on the EPS of the next quarter. But the full year, it is a big beat on the full year, almost like a whole dollar beat or a 50 cent per share beat on that side. The stock's PE is ridiculously cheap, 526. I mean, woof. Okay, that might change my opinion a little bit. Like the fact that the company makes $12 a year, or estimated 11. So let's take the bottom dollar. They're estimated to make 11. Let's give them a little bit of a worst case scenario. They come out with 10. Even at that point, they're making $10 a year per share. They're a profitable company. Their PE is 5. The market's kind of beat down. The stock has been beat down. This could be a decent stock to put your money in, especially with the share repurchase program to be completed by third quarter 2025. You know that they're going to be buying 14% of the float back. It's going to be going back because the company is going to be buying their own shares. So if you want to take advantage of that and kind of guess when that happens on how that happens, you can kind of take advantage of the back of this earnings move, back of that catalyst. You also have some technical levels lining up over here, such as the 69.50. You can just say $70, right? If you round it up over there, I shouldn't say resistance, I'll just put it in the support box right now. The main level tomorrow, oh, I'm not even putting it in the right box. The main level tomorrow is $70 in my opinion. Under over, if the stock stays above 70 on dips after the earnings report, could be something to keep an eye on for us. Let me actually go back here and change this. Edit and delete. Okay, tomorrow large, so PVH looking for that $70 area. If stock be on FY25, going to miss slightly next Q, PE 5, under over 70. If stock can stay above 70 on dips, looking long. All right, so that's pretty much all she wrote. Overall, maybe I want to also put this in my notes over here just so I don't forget tomorrow. Decline in every brand. All right, there we go. Didn't really read Gorilla Technology Group earnings report today. They did have a monster move, 18% move to the upside. I'm sure the pump in the market today obviously helped that out, but I didn't read the report, so I'm not sure what I'm not even sure what the company does, I'll be honest with you. So let's actually go take a look at the report really quick. We don't have a summary of the report. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even sure what the company does. Where's GRRRRRR? You guys see that symbol? Oh, there we go. Projected to report. So when did they report? Today after hours? I'm pretty sure they were supposed to report today pre-market. Exceeded 2024 expectations with strong growth probability and global expansion. 2024 revenue reached 74.67 million, exceeding guidance and demonstrating continued strong. Okay, let's read this. Can I get a bigger box? This sucks. Thank you. Surpassing guidance by 253%. That's pretty damn good. Okay, net income, EPS anywhere. 2.02, expectations of 0.35. That's a 477 beat. Reiterates guidance. Okay. For the most part, everything looks bullish. But I hate reading that report like that. For the most part, everything does look bullish, and the stock did get a. They were supposed to report pre-market. What is this over here? Anyways, who am I to argue? If they continue their trend tomorrow, which is to the upside, if they do continue their trend tomorrow, I think you got an easy even dollar level to play with, which is 30. But there's nothing going to be easy about this trade, if you ask me. There's a lot of choppiness. There's a lot of levels on the upside that we might have to battle to get through. There's potentially some sellers up here, so it's not going to be the easiest name at all to trade, but for sure on the watch list, right? For sure on the watch list. I really have no levels other than $30 because of how choppy it is. So because of that, I'm going to give it a less priority than PVH for now. Let's go to RCAT, that also reported today after hours, but I don't see the earnings symbol over here, which is a little questionable. Maybe TradingView just messed up. Let's go take a look at the report. What's going on with RCAT? RCAT shares are trading lower. Company reported earnings. Can I see the earnings report? Don't make me read it that way. RCAT holding 2024 transition period. EPS negative 57 cents. Revenue 4.94 million. What's going on with RCAT? Thank you. Transition period, transitory. RCAT's transitory, which includes the final 8 months of the year. The drone technology company reported total revenue of 4.9 million and an earnings loss of 57 cents per share. Partnerships and global expansion strategy is already yielding strong results. Over the past few months, we've introduced the Black Widow and Edge 130 drones to key international markets, including the Middle East, Asia Pacific, and the Latin America. Momentum underscores growing global interest in our family of systems. RCAT expects calendar year 25 revenue to jump to 80 to 120 million, including 25 million from the non-SRR Black Widow. What was that? Black Widow sales. And okay, what is SRR? Is that like a military code or something? What's SRR? Anyways, Red Cat ended up with 9.6 million in cash. Or is that enough for you to be able to survive, is the question. The infusion, okay, at the time of the stock, down 4.25%. That's exactly what I thought it would do, because 9.6 million is questionable. The infusion of non-dilutive capital allows us to aggressively scale production and meet accelerating demand tied to the U.S. Army SSR program. Thought so. And international opportunities. Combined with our strong cash balance and operational discipline, we are confident in our ability to support 2025 revenue guidance and deliver strong shareholder value. So they still believe in themselves, which is good, but sadly, market, I guess that's a pretty flat move overall, right? Not really selling off, not really going up to the north side too. It's a drone company, so we can, I guess, use the pun over here and say fly to the upside. I see a pretty good level here, and I think, whoa, and I think if the stock, why is that as my favorite? Let's get rid of that from the favorites. We don't need that. All right. So RCAT looking for a move above $6.30. If it stays above $6.30 on dips after that, very similar to PVH, near that $70 area. So if it gets above $6.30, I might be interested. But if it's not getting above $6.30, then I really don't have any interest in trading the stock. There could be shorts, there could be longs if stock can get above 630. Could look long. Not interested in other setups. Hopefully I stick to that and I don't try to force a trade in this area. I really don't care to trade in this area at all. Now maybe we go to some of the names up top on the list instead. Moderna. Moderna moving to the downside today after hours based on, ooh, we got a message. Moderna moving down 8% after key FDA official stepping down, citing Discord. The Discord is an okay. Citing Discord with RFK. Okay. So problems with RFK potentially. The previous vaccine makers and the vaccine administration and so on. So Moderna taking a little bit of a beating. This is actually a solid level on Moderna to break below. So if Moderna stays weak under $30, under 29.30, what is that level? 29.25, 29.30, which is like what, last week's low basically. Not last week's low, last month's low basically, February. We're almost coming, well we are in April tomorrow, so this won't be last month anymore. So maybe, you know, just want to have some level over there, because right now that purple level for me is last month, but that level is going to change to this low over here tomorrow. Anyways, idea is if the stock reclaims $29.25, there might not be any shorts on this name for us to party with. But if 29.25 continues to be a resistance on pops, I am very interested to keep shorting this name. If stock can stay weak below 29/30, would love to look short. Okay. NMAX, absolutely insanity. I mean, what, $14 open, 6.7 million shares traded on the day, and $107 high in the after hours. No clue what the stock is gonna do. Your guess is as good as mine. We do have day one VWAP, so if the stock pushes back into $53 and holds above 53, what are the chances that this starts going crazy again and back into $80, where, you know, you can risk potentially you know, $3-4 per share? That's the spread on this name. You're gonna have to risk $3-4 per share, or you're gonna easily get burnt out and stopped out. So, you know, you can risk about $3-4 per share and potentially get $20-30-40 per share tomorrow, unless volatility dies down and the stock does absolutely zilch. So lots of activity here today. I shouldn't say lots of activity, not a lot of activity, but lots of movement to the upside on very little activity. So NMAX on watch, no clue what it's gonna do. It just puts a smile on my face, however, because anytime stocks like these come into play, it just shows you how crazy markets can get. CORT coming from $53 in the pre-market into $100 into the pre-market itself, and then basically continuing its rally all day later. Monster move over here. Had a FDX catalyst, 109% up after a phase 3 Rosella trial of relacorilant in patients, I've butchered that, with platinum resistant ovarian cancer met its primary endpoint. That sounds like good news to me. I'm not sure what that news is, but primary endpoint ovarian cancer, all of this phase 3, pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, phase 3 is the final stage where they're doing human testing. Am I wrong by saying that? FDA phases. I do this research every time, but I forget it every single time, mainly because I don't trade these stocks. What is phase 3? So yeah, clinical trials phase 3. Now they're at regulatory filings for approval, access for drug, and post-approval studies. Really? You do studies after approval and not before? That's kind of weird. I guess goes to show, right? All right. I don't want to get into any 10-hack conversations here about vaccinations and drugs and approvals, but we'll see. Overall, ovarian cancer, good news if this goes through. Now the new administration and RFK, you know, is a little bit stricter, so it is a chance that this gets thrown out really quickly if it doesn't do what it's doing, or if it does anything bad that they don't throw disclaimers about. But overall, what we care about in this stock right now is, hey, buy the news, buy the rumor, sorry, and when it gets FDA approved or not, then we'll worry about selling the stock. So if it does pull back tomorrow, 103 is today's VWAP. If it stays above 103, above 100, I'm interested to see how the stock sets up. I'm looking for support from that 100 to 103 area tomorrow on dips, to take advantage on CORT, potentially even a very high priority name. If stock can stay above 100 to 103 range, look long. Last but not least, MLGO, the heartbreaker, the homemaker, the dream maker, and the account breaker. Jeez, I don't know, I'm a rhymer like that. Okay, anyways, MLGO has been making dreams and breaking dreams the whole time, since like what, March 24th. So from $4 to $30, all from a news that they said they're gonna dilute. They said they're gonna dilute, and the stock has been going crazy ever since. So what more do you want from China at that point, right? Manipulation at its best. The stock is just getting boosted every single day to the upside. Shorts are getting bent over, and if you are able to catch the long, you are able to enjoy the ride, but you're always worried about when the rugs get pulled and if you're going to get caught offside on that rug pull. So lots of headache on this name. At the moment, I think as long as it stays above today's VWAP, stays above last week's high, which is $21. As you can see how this area right here on the pullback, it stayed above the last week high area. It pulled back and stayed perfectly above that area. You could have gone long somewhere here and enjoyed that move to the upside. So MLGO, very much on watch. Just as to what to do on this name and what to expect from it, yeah, good luck. Nobody knows. This is an absolute scam and a game that we are all having to take part in and enjoy seeing what's taking place. That does look like a you could say a hammer, I guess, inverted hammer, but you know, so did that one, and you can see what happened, right? So yeah, no guesses, just gotta wait for the chart to show you a play, and then you take that play. That's it. At the end of the day, that's what it should be for all your trades, right? All your stocks, you shouldn't really have any biases or ideas. You look for the stock that's in play, like this one, and then just play the chart, just scalp the chart, just play the setup itself that you see. If you're a day trader, that is. If you're a day trader, then just scalp the chart, boom, 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 take advantage of what you see in front of you, and throw your biases and theses out the door. But sometimes, you know, you can kind of have a big picture idea and really juice the stock with that setup. You can put the big picture thesis behind a setup, behind a playbook, and then take advantage of it. So this is what the homework comes into play. Palantir had a nice bounce today. Stuck in this range now again, so I'm not really sure what I want to do. It is one of those super stocks, like, so what I mean by super stocks is it does a lot of liquidity for a high price stock. So you get to get in and out a lot, not get burnt by slippage too easily. So it is one of those super stocks, so worth always keeping an eye on. But just because of the levels that it's in, I'm not too interested on it at the moment. SMCI, not really a super stock, but the levels that it is at is kind of important. So if SMCI can reclaim 34.50, there's no more shorts at all. But if SMCI is struggling around this area, then you potentially have a short opportunity. If the market's weak again tomorrow, potentially taking you right back into today's low, which is right around $32.14. So looking for a move back to the downside, and that's around SMCI's ATR. It says $4 and around I guess a full ATR would actually be all the way back into almost $30 from 34.50. So we'll wait and see how the stock sets up tomorrow. Potentially a very, very high important stock if it actually stays below 34.50 for me to look short. Nvidia, nice failed break of the 11th March low here, very similar to, you know, QQQ and the S&P 500, back in previous ranges. Tesla pretty much you know, has been a little bit stronger than Nvidia because it's not back to all the way the 11th March lows. So if the market does want to you know, kind of bottom out with that failed breakdown that we just saw, then potential some move back over here on Tesla. I think Tesla does have delivery numbers tomorrow morning, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But if I'm pretty sure Tesla has delivery numbers tomorrow morning, so that could set up for you know, a short in pre-market itself or a long in pre-market. So gotta be ready for that bad boy. Apple was pretty strong today. Was stronger than the market before the market was, if I remember correctly, and then just kind of stayed strong for the rest of the day. So Apple has kind of joined the market again. You know, there was a little while where Apple was doing its own thing, but now Apple is joining the market side again. Amazon 190 held. Well, I shouldn't say held. We were pretty weak below 190, but we pushed back into 190 on Amazon and closed above it. So it's still that pocket of zone that I have mapped out, which is 190 to 189. It really needs to get above that pocket for me to think, okay, the longs are back in on the stock. That does look like a failed breakdown, but this could easily reject around today's highs and then push right back to this downside. So if the market's weak, I'm focusing on Amazon again to look for that weakness around 190, 150 to 192. 192 because that's last week's low. Right here you can see last week's low 191.88, so that's basically 192. I'm just gonna round it up, and then looking for a move back down into 185. Was it today's low? What was today's low again? I don't think we actually go all the way back into today's low, but always worth knowing some of these levels and where they are. Google, not too interested, but that does look like a bottom. You can see how we had a big volume candle. We also have a nice I don't want to say capitulation, but a multi-day down move on Google here. One of the most beat down stocks in the Magnificent Seven. So if possible, this one could pop right back up. Another one in that basket, AVGO, beat down quite a bit. Potential backside long setting up on this one too for investors, for some dip buyers and so on. But for a day trade, I'm not too sure I really care about Google or any of the other ones over there. Meta might be something to actually keep an eye on. 575. If Meta stays strong above 575, I might be trying to nibble into a play. If strong above 570, is it 575 or 565? 575. If strong above 575 and market looks bullish too, could nibble into a long on dips. Okay, so might be something over there for me to keep an eye on. Microsoft, ooh, nice breakdown on Microsoft over there today in pre-market itself, popping right back up into 377. Today's high 377 perfectly, and that's also that range low from May 11th. So Microsoft looks a little bit weaker, but if it gets above that 377, it's just no more shorts at that point. But if it stays below 377, then it is just automatic shorts. No questions about it. I don't care what the market's doing. If it's weak around 377, I'm looking for a nice move back to the downside. UVXY. I told you how I regretted this one today. Sadly, UVXY made too big of a move down today already. So I would need another big pop on UVXY to maybe look for... not necessarily, because you can see how like this day was a big down day and then another big down day. Same over here, down and another down, down and another down. So it is possible if market goes sideways tomorrow and just chops around, UVXY could possibly break below 23 and continue going lower as volatility gets taken out of the market, as the market chops around sideways, waiting for the liberation day, the so-called liberation day. If market chops around waiting for liberation day, this could get below 23. Look for shorts. So looking for that idea to play out. Is today's low 23? Yes, looking for that weakness below 23. And when it comes to the overall market, I really don't think the market's gonna do a whole lot tomorrow. It's kind of waiting to see what Trump is going to do. So lots of questions and lots of fear, lots of opportunity at the same time. What does Buffett say? Buffett says when people are fearful, be greedy, and when people are greedy, be fearful. So if the fear index is hitting what it just did, then maybe that's the time to really start snagging up some shares and buying the dips, right? And we also have a little bit of a positive speculation from Trump himself, saying that he's going to be lenient on tariffs. We will be very kind. So if that actually ends up playing out that way, then that is a good news overall. This boy is a killer. Trade count down 50%, average winner $1,000 compared to $1,900 the previous 5 months. Average loser remained the same, was not profitable in the afternoon this month. Goal moving forward is to maximizing winners, be at screens for all possible trades, and emphasize on afternoon trading. Okay, trying to change his afternoon trading work, but not bad. 40K in March. I wish I would be making that kind of money. Hopefully one day, chat, you'll see me making that kind of money. But if I am, then maybe I'm not streaming anymore and I'm driving Lamborghinis, right? All right, that is basically the stream for tonight. Don't really have anything other than some of these stocks that I really want to keep an eye out for. They are other movers. There's a bunch of other stocks moving around every single day, but these are the ones I really want to focus on. And I think there could be a play on UVXY for me under 23 if the market really goes sideways. So keeping an eye out for that. Amazon is another one. SMCI, some earnings names. We got Moderna, not an earnings name, but obviously a daily chart name, CORT. This one looks very exciting to me if it shows you buying into 100. So it's going to be very, very patient waiting for this trade basically to set up, or where's Moderna, or this trade to set up. That's basically what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. Quickly go take a look at the econ calendar. The econ calendar. I heard that CPI was this week. CPI next week? It is. Okay. CPI next week. We are at Monday, Chicago PMI 945. We got the S&P manufacturing PMI 945. That's important. 3-star event. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock. That's a 3-star. That's important. JOLTS number at 10 o'clock. That's also important. So any 3-star event, you always want to make sure that you're looking out for those. Those are the times that market can move around volatilely, especially in the volatile environment we are right now. If these numbers come out big time against the forecast, algos really move the market quickly off of those numbers. So you want to be careful to see what the previous number is, what the forecast is, and then what the actual is, and see what the difference between those numbers are and the ratios, and see how the market moves. The more you track these moves, you'll actually be able to trade these actual opportunities themselves. I don't really track them because I just try not to get situated in a move like that. I rather play the move after it. I don't have to be early, I can always be late, but if I'm joining the trend, I get to take part in it, right? So a couple ideas there, though. I'm just lazy. So if you want to do some extra work and do work above and beyond everyone else that's possibly trading these type of trades, you want to make sure that you're tracking how they move on every single number, what the ratios are between every single number, how they moved previously, and keep a log of it, a catalog of moves and charts and setups, basically to grow your playbook, to grow your setups and so on. Besides those 3-4 events that we got around 9:45 and 10 o'clock, I think nothing really. There is a 1 o'clock Atlanta GDP number, but 2-star. Sometimes these 2-star numbers have moved the market before, so you want to be careful. It's usually the Michigan numbers, but Atlanta number, I have seen that happen too. So a little busy, 9:45 and 10 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock. I hope you guys found some good opportunities over there to trade for yourself. I think the IPO calendar is dead, but at the same time, we had an IPO today go absolutely crazy. 7.5 million shares being offered, $75 million offer amount. It was supposed to open at $10, opened at 14, and you know the rest from there. Really quickly, I want to go see what the company even does. Television company, multi-platform content publisher, operates in 2-segment, broadcast and digital. Okay, company license, new business, lifestyle content compromising Newsmax and Newsmax 2 that offers 24/7 television news and informational programming channel. Provides online advertising, including online display. Okay, what? You guys don't make money. You guys don't make money. Boca Raton, Florida, Newsmax Inc. 400 employees. It's a legitimate company. No shot. No shot. This is like a legitimate company with a very small float. This is a miss. I'm gonna have to look more about these guys before I trade them tomorrow, because this seems like the people who worked for these are like White House correspondents and people who worked for White House and some real names that I kind of recognize. Now, I'm gonna have to dive deep into this, because if this stock is real, then buying the dip tomorrow makes even more sense, because people absolutely dove to buy the stocks, the shares of this company, and especially there were not much to begin with. But it's not a profitable company to begin with. They are growing a little bit, but what's the PE? Non-existent. Outstanding shares, market cap 10 billion, enterprise value 1 billion. No, that's because today's share price, right? Get out of here. Outstanding shares 128 million, and they offered how much? 7 million. I'm pretty sure they offered 7 million. I'm so like puzzled. Anyways, that's all she wrote. I wish you guys the best for tomorrow. Good luck. Catch you guys same time, same place. TraderPrad out. Peace. The watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here. Back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day. So let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.